Hi everyone, it's Terry Nazon. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, and if you're viewing this on my website, well, welcome aboard and thanks for watching. And of course, we're going to go over this week's planetary aspects, and by now you all know about the Great American Eclipse. So why is it called the Great American Eclipse? Well, it's because if you go on my blog, there's a map of it. It just comes right across the entire United States, which is rare because we haven't witnessed or we haven't experienced an eclipse of this nature in a very long time, maybe a century or almost a century, let's say. And so what makes this eclipse so potent is, number one, it's a new moon solar eclipse. And so that means that the sun could be just blacked out by the moon. And so also, if you look on my blog, I've also posted a tri-wheel with the eclipse and the President of the United States, Donald Trump's chart, and also the birth date of the United States of America. And so this has astrologers all across the world quite interested. Not just me, so don't blame me. I'm not being political. I'm just pointing this out, and you can look for your own benefit and draw your own conclusions about what it might bring and, of course, what it might mean. Now, what makes this new moon solar eclipse so potent is, again, not only because it goes right across the United States of America, hits Donald Trump's chart, hits the chart of the United States of America, but also because it is conjoining the lunar north node. Now, you can have your own opinion about the lunar north node. In Western astrology, the lunar north node is said to be the forward-moving destiny. It means that where we're going. So if we know anything about the lunar nodes, and I think I do, I'm going to say that I do by now, the lunar north node is the forward-moving destiny. It's where we don't really have a lot of built-up experience or karma. It's where we should be headed, where we should be getting more experience. Okay, where we feel comfortable is the lunar south node, and we know the lunar south node right now is in the sign of Aquarius. Groups, activities. You know, what is everybody else thinking? What is everybody else doing? Let's go demonstrate, get our picket sign. And that's what we feel comfortable doing, knowing that our opinion is what our group of people or friends thinks, and we can get out there and we can storm and we can demonstrate. Now, in your chart, we're talking about the chart of like groups of people, but in your personal chart, the lunar north-south node right now in Aquarius is not in a good aspect to the sun. And so what does the sun represent? It represents the oldest child, maybe it represents, you know, young men. So your sons, young men, these are the people who are, could be, not, I'm not going to talk in, you know, like fundamental, like has to be. It could mean that they are having some identity crisis or trying to find their place in the world, which happens, you know, it's how we all feel at one time or another. So the lunar north node, getting back to the lunar north node, I like to think of it as like this energy of, you know, like it can be real tough energy. One saving grace of this lunar eclipse, this solar eclipse, I mean, is that it also conjoins the fixed star Regulus, who's also known as the Archangel Michael or the Keeper of the East. It also denotes fame, fortune, you know, great riches and wealth, but it also is military might. So we can see how, you know, it would be so easy, given the nature of what's going on in the world, that we could actually get into another war or that something could escalate, okay? So this might just mean that for the United States of America, it means that we're just going to be more, you know, more aligned, or we're going to start thinking for ourselves more, maybe becoming more outspoken. The sign of Leo rules children, we know, so I suggest, like I usually do in my weekly astrology, when I think that you should watch your kids, I say watch the kids, because the sign of Leo does rule children. Okay, we need to watch our children and know where they are, you know, especially during this eclipse. Which brings me to another point, is that there's lots of different ideas about how we should be with an eclipse, you know. So I'm going to take the ancient view and I'm going to draw my shades like that. I'm going to close the windows, close the curtains. I don't want that solar eclipse shining on me. Thank you very much. You know, I could do without, okay? So that was the ancient. The Mayans didn't like it. You know, in Africa, the animals get all disturbed about it. So it's not necessarily for as part of your destiny or your future to allow that to come onto you. Now, in ancient astrology, they slept under the stars, and they were well aware that when there was a, you know, a conjunction or a beautiful aspect in the heavens or a negative one, that there was some sort of energy, you know, streaming down on them, and, you know, and they would, you know, make their decisions accordingly, either draw the blinds, stay inside, or go out and bathe in some beautiful, wonderful aspects. I love it when Jupiter and the moon are conjoined in the heavens and they're visible, because then, you know, you've got some energy that we haven't discovered yet that is streaming down on you and might have a good influence over your life. That's just my point of view. So anyway, go to the blog and see for yourself, study this chart, and let's see what happens. But we have a whole lot of things to look at this week. Saturn's going direct. I'm happy. Well, I hope you are too, because, you know, Saturn's going to make his third pass. He goes direct at 21 degrees after the new moon solar eclipse. So the new moon solar eclipse ushers in a series of you know, of different aspects. Saturn goes direct. There's a Jupiter and Saturn sextile, which I love, because this is bringing back something that you might have wished for during the first of the year, when we had our New Year's resolutions, because that's where Saturn is now. One of the things that you don't realize about Saturn's transit, it's a transit of 9 months. So Saturn goes direct, goes retrograde, and then goes direct again. And that period of time is 9 months. Sound familiar? It's like the gestation of a baby being born. So there could be something in your life that you're giving birth to, something that you are trying to do, because Saturn's in the sign of Sagittarius. This is about breaking new ground. It's about new experiences. It's about getting out of our rut. Let me take you back to Mercury retrograde in the sign of Virgo, because the sun will enter the sign of Virgo also this week. So this is our routine, our rut, the things that we have to do day after day after day. Wake up, 8 o'clock, go to work, come back, make dinner, and this is the routine. So in the sign of Leo, or even in the sign of Sagittarius, we want to break out of this routine or rut and do something different, something more exciting, something more creative. So we have lots to look forward to this week. The planet Venus, of course, she's going to square Uranus, and that could cause an upset for some of your relationships, and it can cause unexpected financial difficulties. And then Venus, the planet of love, money, wealth, and marriage, I know you guys like to hear that, she enters the sign of Leo. So it can be very romantic. And in fact, that if you're in entertainment, or you sing, or you dance, or you're an artist, this could be a pretty good new moon solar eclipse for you. But you'll have to get your natal birth chart on my website at www.terrynazon.com. I always include the well, some of the degrees that you should be looking at to see if you know, if any of these aspects, you know, conjoin with your chart, just to get you started. And, you know, that's really how I got started. When I started studying astrology years ago, is I would just read the numbers and play it by the numbers. So this week is going to be a pretty exciting week. But remember, you're so much more than just a sun sign, a rising sign, or a moon sign, because the planets when you were born are individual to you. It's not cookie cutter. So when I write about what possibly could happen for the sun signs, it's sort of general. If you require something that is more specific to you, well, then you're going to have to give me a call, book an appointment, and we can analyze your chart together. I love to teach astrology, and I hope that you're finding my videos really fun and exciting. That's all for now, and I will be writing my weekly horoscopes, so keep tuning in as I get them loaded up and mounted on the website. I look forward to hearing to each and every one of you, and I hope that you're enjoying my videos. Let me know.